Everyone. I will be talking about Maria Montessori and how she was the mother of student centered learning. In today's presentation, I will be talking about the life of Maria Montessori, her theories on learning, her perspectives on diversity, her supporters and critics, and finally, a conclusion. Maria Montessori was born in Italy. She studied engineering and mathematics, and later on in life, she was able to graduate with a degree in medicine, and she was the only woman who attended an all men's school. Um, Her father initially wanted her to go into teaching, so later on in her life, she found it ironic that she actually ended up working in the field of education when initially she only wanted to work in medicine. Shortly after graduation, she worked with children from poor families, and she realized how socioeconomic um, status didn't really affect education, that all children could learn, and she also saw this when she worked with children with disabilities. Later on in her life, she moved to India. This was initially because she had a disagreement with Benito Mussolini. He was a leader of the fascist movement in Italy at the time, and he had heard of Montessori's successes, and he decided that he would like for her to indoctrinate children while they were still in school. Because Maria Montessori was such a big believer in world peace, she decided to move away. Well, while she was in England, she met Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore and Mohandas Gandhi. While she was in India, she learned about cosmic education, or really the foundations that led her to this theory. Her theory of cosmic education is about interconnectedness between humans and nature, how humans are related to everything that is alive in the cosmos. And she also developed the theory of fraternity, which is a form of humanism where all humans come from a common race. And ultimately, all of these beliefs led her to her strongest belief, which was world peace. As far as it, as far as education is concerned, Maria Montessori believed in educating young children to cultivate their full potential. So she introduced the foundations for preschool education and educating children while they're still very young. She developed materials and curricula appropriate for every developmental stage. Uh, she is known for her furniture and her learning supplies that are developed based on learning need. She also promoted learning through discovery, allowing students to learn on their own by exploration. And also, she believed that educators should observe learners and then design their learning strategies based on learning needs. Her perspectives on diversity were that all children can learn regardless of socioeconomic status, as we've seen from her work in Italy. She believed that children with disabilities are capable of learning. This was a fairly new theory, and it definitely paved the way for education today. Educators should instill social responsibility and empathy for others, so it adds to the academic teachings as well as social responsibility. And of course, she believed that all people belong to one human race. One of her strongest supporters in the United States was Nancy McCormick Rambusch. She became the first president of the American Montessori Society, and she believed in modeling desired behaviors, observe and adapt teaching based on student need, and of course, protecting children's right to learn. One of Montessori's critics was William Hurd Kilpatrick. He wrote The Montessori System Examined. He was a student and supporter of John Dewey. Some critics of Kilpatrick say that he failed to share this information that would then lead us to understand that he may have had a bias in his critics against Montessori, because, like John Dewey, he believed that children should be educated at a later age, and also that her Montessori's teachings were outdated and restrictive. Finally, Montessori established the foundation for student-centered learning. Recently, there's been a shift to more curriculum-driven teaching due to standardized testing. For my thesis statement, I chose the following. Though progressivist theories paved the way for student-centered learning and education, the current state of education in the United States is focused on standardized testing, which has caused education to step backward. And here are my works cited. Thank you for listening.